Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today is the Fort Worth Fabric Studio Sew Along Simply Summer Week 2. Today we're going to sew up some blocks and then next week will be the finish. So come along with me and let's get these blocks sewn up. So today we're going to make the spinning flower blocks. We're going to make 2 of the blue and 1 of the pink. And I've made one ahead of time to show you what they're going to look like. It's not a difficult block, but there are lots and lots of half square triangles. So I brought all my half square triangle trimming tools today to show you the differences. Between all 3 blocks, we have to trim, make, trim, and press 48 half square triangles. So whatever your favorite tool is, get that now. So make sure you're following the diagram as to which colors go together. I've already pre-sewn some because I didn't think you'd want to sit here and watch me sew 48 half square triangles. But for the blue, you're going to pair this floral blue with the white background, the floral blue with the multicolor fern, this darker green with the background, and then the light green with the background. So you're going to have 4 of these half square triangles for each block, 4 of these, and 4 of these. And you're going to make 2 of the blue blocks, and then you're going to make a magenta block, which I've already sewn as well. So when you're looking at your paper, check carefully to see what you need to pair together. You'll pair that magenta with the rainbow floral with the white, again the light green with the white, and the dark green with the white. Same process as this. Everything's all the same except the colors, so just make sure you're checking your diagram. So we're going to do the 4 at a time method. So I'm going to lay this white square right on top of my blue. Now typically when we make half square triangles, we'll draw a line corner to corner and then sew on either side, but we're not going to do it this time around. This time we're going to sew a 1/4 inch from the edge all the way around all 4 sides of this square. So I'm going to do that first. Okay, this method goes a little bit faster than having to do only 2 at a time since we have to make 48. So that's the good thing about this way. Now I've sewn all the way around the edge of this block, so I'm going to cut it on both diagonals so we get 4 half square triangles. So I'm going to cut it that way. I'm going to leave my fabric where it's at, pick up my ruler and turn it and go the opposite direction, corner to corner. If you've got a rotating cutting mat, now is a great time to use that. Okay, so you should have 4 of these guys. Now I always use my regular ruler when I square up half square triangles on camera because I know there's a lot of beginners out there that don't have the specialty rulers, but a lot of you have asked me about these rulers, so I decided to bring them out today. So I will first show you the Clearly Perfect Slotted Trimmer. This is for half square triangles. There's 2 different sizes of these rulers. Well, there's actually 4 now, but the original starter pack had 2 different sizes. And one of them does half, like 3.5, 4.5, and the other does whole sizes. So we're trimming these to 3 inches square. So the neat thing about the Clearly Perfect Slotted Trimmer is that you don't have to press your triangles before you cut. You actually cut first. So there's a dotted line right here on the ruler, and you can see that a little bit, and I'm going to lay that right on my seam that I sewed, and I'm going to cut right on that 3-inch marking, since we're trimming these down to 3 inches. And you're going to cut each direction, and then you're going to go in this little slot here. This is the perfect slotted part, and this cuts off those dog ears for you. So those are gone. Now all you have to do is open this up and press it, and you get that perfect 3-inch square. So that's one method. So I'm going to set that one aside and show you guys the other. So we're going to go ahead and iron the rest of these so I can show you the other rulers here. So I'm going to press this one that I just did with the perfect slotted trimmer. And we've got our 3-inch square right there, and nothing else I have to do to trim that guy. Now these guys, I'm going to go ahead and press them before I trim, so I can show you with the other rulers. I'm pressing all towards the darker print fabric rather than towards the white, so that way we won't see any of that blue through the white fabric. Okay, those are all pressed. Now, I'm going to do these in 2 different ways. I'm going to show you with a regular ruler. I'm going to put the 45-degree line marking right on that seam. And we're going to trim all 4 sides of this little block. Okay, so that's how you trim with a regular ruler, and as you can see, they came out the same size. So any of these methods will work. Now I'm going to put this ruler aside, and this time I'm going to use the block lock ruler. This is the 3rd way that I know of. I'm sure there's other ways besides these. There's probably other specialty rulers out there and things like that, but these are the 3 things that I have. And the block lock has on the bottom this channel. And this channel goes right against your seam line, and it actually kind of hugs it. And then you just slide this to the measurement that you want. So I want 3 inches. You still have to cut off fabric on all 4 sides on this one. That's the one thing that the Clearly Perfect slotted trimmer, you don't have to cut as many, there's not as many cuts to make. So you have to just figure out which tool you like the best if you decided to buy one of these specialty tools. I kind of like them all, to be honest with you, so I don't really have a preference. And my block lock and Clearly Perfect slotted trimmer, I don't have them hanging on anything very close to me, so I forget to use them. But since one of you asked recently, I decided to pull them out, and I'm kind of glad I did because I haven't used them for a while and I really like them. So that's those done with the block lock. So as you can see, they all work pretty much the same. You get the same result, I should say. They all work differently, but you get the same result. So it doesn't matter which one you have. You can have the regular ruler, you can have a block lock, or you can have the Clearly Perfect slotted trimmer, and you're going to get the same result. Okay, so close my rotary cutter. Now we're going to lay this block out. So we're going to start with a green, a dark green. And then we're going to grab, let me just get my piles here, a light green. And next we're going to do this floral, and then another light green. That'll finish that first row. The second row we're going to start with a floral, and then we're going to take one of the blue floral with the fern, the rainbow fern. And the center will look, you'll know it'll be right because it'll look like a square and a square. So I'm going to actually lay all 4 of those out right now. All the rainbow will be touching each other, and the blue will be around, so it'll look like a square inside of a square. Okay, so I've got all those set. So the next thing I need to do is just build all the rest around it. So this green is going to go here next, the dark green, and then another floral is going to go here, And then we're going to put a light green down here. And then a dark green. The light and the dark greens will always be right next to each other, so as long as you see those next to each other, you've got them going the right direction. And then another floral. And then a dark green. And then that last light green right there. Okay. So light green, light green. Oh, I did this one wrong. I knew something looked funky. That should have been a dark green. There we go. There we go. And again with this one, I messed this one up. I knew something didn't look right because they were going all different directions. Okay, there we go. Okay, dark green, dark green, dark green, dark green. So a dark green in all four corners of the blue. It's opposite for the pink one. The pink one has the light green in all four corners. So make sure you keep an eye on that, because I just realized looking at my pink one that I did not do that correctly. But that's okay, I'm not going to rip it out, I'm going to leave it, because we all make mistakes, right? So now all I have to do is sew all these together into rows, and then the rows into a block. So I'm going to do that. Mine will just be different, that's all. And that's okay. I don't mind. I'm going to sort of try to keep them in order as I take them over, and then lay them over to my sewing machine, and then lay them back down the same way. That way I don't forget what goes where. Okay. Next row. Okay, I've got all the rows done. I'm just going to give them a quick press, and then we'll sew the rows together into the block. Now I'm just going to make sure I press these rows in opposite directions so they nest really nicely when we put them together. think my iron turned off. Give me a second. It's a gremlin kind of day. Ran out of bobbin. Now my iron turned itself off. And before, when I first started sewing, my son decided to wake up early from his nap and got a little bit scared because he didn't know where he was, so he was crying. So I apologize if my video is a little bit jumpy because I had to stop and start a little bit. My friend Shannon was sewing earlier today, and she said that she was having gremlins in her throughout her process, and I think they have now transferred to me. That's okay. We're all entitled to one of those days, right? Okay, next. So before I forget why I'm pressing this, first of all, over the weekend, it was Canada Day for our Canadian viewers. So happy Canada Day, a little late, but I hope you had a really nice weekend. And I'm not sure if you're from Canada and you're watching this, maybe tell us what kind of things do they do in Canada for Canada Day. Do you have fireworks and parties and things like we do here for Independence Day? Just curious. That I don't know. But tomorrow is Independence Day here in the States. So I just wanted to say happy 4th of July to everyone. And I really hope that you have a good day. Hopefully you have the day off. I know not everybody can, first responders and nurses and doctors and things, but so that those people, an extra special thank you for going to work for us. But I hope anybody else has a really good day. Hopefully you get some family time, maybe cook out and see some neat fireworks. So I just wanted to say happy 4th of July before I forget. Phew, excuse me. And then I had to sneeze. It's the gremlin. I'm telling you, it's a gremlin day. Okay. Okay, there's 2 rows. I'm going to put the top 2 rows together and then we'll join them. I am just feeling where those seams are and nesting them up that way. If you want to pin go ahead and do that. Then you definitely can do that. If you did the Simply Spring Sew Along with Fort Worth Fabric Studio last year, these should be looking somewhat familiar to you. Alright, so those are together and I'm going to put those together just like that. These fabrics are beautiful. I thought the ones last year were beautiful. I think these are even prettier. I'm really glad Fort Worth revisited this this fabric designer again. Okay, so there's that block. Obviously I need to give it a good press But that's what the blue ones are going to look like here. I have 2 blue ones and 2 of these pink ones, and don't do as I did. Follow the directions, because I did do my greens a little bit wrong on this one, but I don't care. I'm going to leave them. I kind of don't mind that they're going to be different. All right, let me give this a press, and then I'll show you all 3 blocks completely done. Well, that's it for this week. You should have 3 spinning flower blocks when you're done, 2 of the blue and 1 of the pink. I really love both colors. I think they're great. Just make sure you're following the diagrams very carefully and you lay out, especially the greens, correctly. As I pointed out earlier, I did not lay out my greens correctly for this pink one, and actually I just realized that I did the same thing on the green one, or on the second blue one. I don't care, I'm going to leave it because it doesn't really affect the look of the block. The lime green is technically supposed to be here, and on this one, this dark green is supposed to be in the corner because they're opposites. I just didn't pay that close attention to them, and that's okay. I'm going to leave them. Like I said, I don't think it spoils the way the block looks, and it'll remind me that we all make mistakes. So I made a mistake so you guys can learn from me. I'm going to go with that. No. But hopefully you did learn something from me and you won't do what I did and you'll do it correctly. Or if you like it kind of mixed up, then maybe you'll mix it up like I did. Anyway, next week is week 3 and the final week of this sew along. I'm really excited to get this all together. I love this fabric. I feel like this fabric is even prettier than last year's fabric, and I didn't think that was possible because last year's was so pretty for that Simply Spring quilt that we did. I gave that one away, so I don't have that to look at anymore in comparison, but I did find an old picture of it and that I took, and I definitely love that, and I love this one even more. So super excited that we're doing this and that they revisited this fabric designer again. All right, I'm gonna stop talking now, give you back your day, and say again, happy 4th of July, Independence Day here in America for tomorrow, and have a fun, safe week. And I will see you again next week for the last day of our sew along. Take care, everybody. Bye.